Here we go. Welcome to our monthly deep dive class. This is a class we do once a month. Rather than talking about the basics, we touch on them quickly and then we dive deeper into a specific topic. This month, it is all about immunity and our gut health. I'll also have an ebook that whoever invited you can send you the link through text or email with some of the tips and recipes and different things that I have in this presentation. You're welcome to screenshot, welcome to jot down notes, but just to know that that's coming as well. Now, the other disclaimer is I get excited and I talk fast when I talk about oils. So you have my permission to interrupt me. You have my permission to throw a question in the chat or unmute and say, hey, I've got a question, because this class is about you. It's not about me. So the important thing is that we give you the information that you are looking for tonight so that you've got something that you can do to feel better today. So do not worry about being like, hey, can you say that again? Or whoa, 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 you lost me. You went too fast, because I want to make this super important. But that said, we have a lot to cover in 45 minutes. So we are getting ready to change seasons. If you live in Utah or a state that has 4 seasons. Okay, shoot, I've got somebody saying I can't get into the Zoom meeting. Oh, sorry. Did anybody else have to give an email to get in? No, okay, we should be totally good.
It was saying that to me because when I clicked on the link that you sent me, it kept it would pop up to sign in, but there's under the bottom, it would says join as an attendee. Like it kept trying to sign me in as the host.
Oh, maybe I sent.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I will double check. Let me tell this.
So yeah, just tell them you just have there's little writing at the bottom that says join as an attendee, and then it will let you in.
Yeah.
That was my daughter. Thank you, my techie daughter, for helping me, Miss Nikki. Okay. Oh, yep. Sorry. Everybody else already answered that. You have to choose as an attendee. Okay, perfect. Hopefully Janet will be able to get in as a guest. That will be perfect, or as an attendee. All right. It looks like my last question. So let's talk about seasons changing. Kids have gone back to school, or maybe you've gone back to school, and it seems like schedules change. And so all of a sudden, maybe we're a little more sleep deprived, or we're eating on the run. Maybe habits that we've had over the summertime are shifting a little bit, and it takes a little bit to get back in our groove. And germs just come. I don't know why they come, but they just come this time of year, whether it's because we're changing who we're around, because we're with different groups of people than we are during the summertime. It's a little bit cooler outside. Our kids forget to take their jacket to school, whatever it is. We want to be able to stay healthy. So I want you to share with me one thing that you are hoping to learn today. Are you needing something to boost your immunity? Are you wanting something for gut health? Are you looking for maybe some great ways to get a routine with the oils that you have? Or you don't even have oils yet, but holy cow, if I get them, am I even going to know how to use them? Just throw something in the chat so that I can make sure that we are headed in the right direction. And I am going to share my screen with you. Let's see, I think. Where did we go? Always takes half a second to find everything. All right. So while I have this in full screen, I am going to miss some of the chat. So Faye and Debbie, you can keep me on the straight and narrow and make sure I don't miss questions or other things like that. That would be awesome. And okay, we will, no, I'm getting another message. Sorry, it's the main button or anything to click on. Okay, sorry. All right, maybe she'll have to get the recording. Thank goodness for recordings, right? So we are back to school. We are ready to go. And oh, wow, I didn't know it was going to do that. Apparently there's some animation with this presentation or with the slides. I didn't realize that. So I thought to myself, let's start at the very beginning. We want to build our immunity, but what is really the beginning of a strong, healthy immune system? And I happened on this article by UCLA Health, which is out of the UCLA School of Medicine. And I love this quote. It really struck me. 70% of the immune system is located in the gut. Nutrition is a key modulator within the gut for that immune system. That can feel overwhelming, right? We're on the go, we're busy, all the things are happening. And so doTERRA has provided us with some great products to just help with that good foundational wellness. And this, to me, is the simplest and most straightforward way to supplement our nutrition. I'm going to share a few recipes and a few other tips on things that you can be eating and doing to help to keep your gut healthy. But I want to start with this because what doTERRA calls their lifelong vitality, which are these three main bottles right here on the slide, is the foundation of our health. This is where we are feeding our bodies on a cellular level. The microplex VM is your food nutrient. It is the nutrients that you're most likely not getting or getting enough of in what you're eating on a regular basis. And then your Z omegas are those omega-3s, the fatty acids. There's a great blend of essential oils in there, and it helps to address inflammation and the health of the cell. And then we have the alpha CRS, which is like the energy of the cell. It's energy at that cellular level, making sure our cells are making good, healthy, happy cells, and the ones who aren't good and healthy are going on their way, which is a fancy name for that is cell apoptosis. We don't want those sluggish, damaged cells hanging out. And so those three together combined help create that foundation, not only for a healthy gut, but for a healthy body at a cellular level. But because nutrition is so important, we need to make sure that we're also absorbing what we're eating. And that is where Terrazyme comes in. This is a mainstay supplement for me and for a lot of people because it's a live enzyme. So it is actually helping your body to break down the food that you're eating so that it can be absorbed. Now, I don't know if I read this earlier this week or if you told me this. So one way or the other, I know it's real. But what I didn't realize, I knew our body didn't, as we get older, we make less and less of our own digestive enzymes. When we eat, if we don't have enough digestive enzymes to digest what we're eating, our body will actually use, this was Faye, yeah? Uses, okay, now what's the word? It's like our metabolism enzymes to digest our food. Well, then we don't have any metabolism enzymes. Oh, sheesh, that's a problem, right? Do you want to explain that a little bit better, Faye?
Well, you did a really good job. Basically, we have metabolic enzymes and digestive enzymes. And when we have a limited supply of digestive enzymes, the body diverts the metabolic enzymes to the digestive enzymes because it's so important, right? We get our nutrition, but then all those metabolic functions, processes that need those enzymes, many of them don't happen or not happening frequently enough. So that's where we get other problems like energy problems or clearing waste. Waste accumulates, protecting our DNA, our weight, hormones. Those are all metabolic things. Yep.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul
yeah.
if you're not giving your body those enzymes. And so I try to take one with every meal. I sometimes miss that, but always one in the morning and always one at night. The other reason that I love to take these at night is because these enzymes will also act as a scavenger. So if there's no food to break down, they will go into your system and look for something to get rid of. My dad used to tell us the story of the elves and the shoemaker, and the elves stayed up all night long to make shoes because the shoemaker couldn't get enough of them done. And I feel like that's what Terrazyme could be, right? The elves just doing their little business while I'm sleeping and taking care of what doesn't belong there. So a lot of great building pieces for our digestive system with that. Did you have something else to share, Faith?
Well, I was going to say, didn't you share before, was it your husband who had a bone spur and took extra Terrazyme and it dissolved the extra bone? Was that
Yes,
you?
it wasn't my husband. My mom had bone spurs on her shoulder. She was going to need shoulder surgery, and she did. But when they went in there, the tear was there, but the buildup and the bone spurs were gone. And I had told her to take 2 Terrazyme at night on an empty stomach because my family's really happy to be my experiments. and I've heard of other people having similar results. My husband actually had torn his meniscus, and there was a lot of calcification and things. I don't know if it was really considered a bone spur, but when they went in to do that surgery, he's like, I don't know what happened, but there wasn't much of a tear to fix. So I think that was more giving our body the energy to fix the tear as well, because he's diligent about his Terrazyme and his lifelong vitality. So taking that extra one at night will pay dividends down the road for sure. So am I good on questions, guys? Because I'm not following the chat. Just keep me going. Yes, Joe.
Yeah, you're.
It just sounds like what you're saying without directly saying it is that when your gut health is optimized, it actually allows your body to do more healing, and there's no telling what way in which you might end up having healing in ways that you didn't expect.
Yes, exactly. That's a really good way to put it. And some of that's because we're giving our body the tools it needs, and also it's not depleted trying to do things it's not designed to do, right? Using enzymes a different way or different things like that. So, okay, looks like a couple other people figured out or jumping on, so we'll make sure they get in. All right, so this is foundational. This is something that you want to be working in to your regular thing. I didn't know this presentation was so fancy, guys. Sorry. The next thing, and this is again from this UCLA article that I read, the microbiome and the immune system are critically intertwined. What's present in the gut determines what education immune cells get. That statement really, I mean, I've always known most of our immune system is in our gut, but saying the gut determines the education the immune cells get, I was like, oh, that clicks. That I don't know why. That really worked well for me to know. So basically what it's saying is those cells need a message. Our immune cells need to know what to do. And if they are all plugged up and clogged and I don't know, there's a film that can form around the cells in the gut. They're not going to respond quickly. They're not going to respond with the right information, and we're going to end up sick. I'm going to pull a little bit. doTERRA has a great ebook on both of these supplements, and I will put the link in the chat for you guys. But I wanted to grab, it's like 30 pages long. There's no way I could teach everything in here, but for those of you that want to know a little bit more of the nitty gritty, I can send you the link. But they had in here a quick little list. And
Here's the bottom word.
yeah, well, no. Well, it's interesting. It goes through and it lists every single type of bacteria that are probiotic and prebiotic that are in these. Okay, here we go. But it also talks about what they're going to do for you. So there's two different products here. There's the PB Restore Probiome Complex. That is a double encapsulated capsule. It's double encapsulated so that it will go through your stomach, survive all the stomach acid and everything that goes on there, and end up in your gut before it breaks open. So your gut is directly being fed with these probiotics, prebiotics, and also a thing called phages that help to break down the film that kind of keeps the bad bacteria in your gut. And that's what, and it's not just worrying about your gut, it's also helping the other microbiome systems that we have within our body. We've got your respiratory, there's a microbiome that helps with your respiratory health, your oral health, and your skin health. And they're also showing some studies that it will also help to support your cardiovascular, your urological health, and DNA function. So this is something that you want to be taking every single day. It's not just directly your gut, it is the microbiome throughout your entire body. Your gut barrier integrity and your gut immune function, but also micronutrient synthesis, how you're absorbing those micronutrients that we're taking in the lifelong vitality that we need so much. And then this PB Assist Plus is your direct gut complex. So it's like a powder, like 70s kids, 80s kids, the pixie sticks. You just pour that in your mouth and swallow. Tastes yummy. It's friendly for kids. 2 and up, Stacy or Faith, right, is a full sachet. My daughter just puts them by their kids' bowl of oatmeal every morning. And they take those. And to me, that is just as important as their multivitamin, which I didn't even put with the vitamins. I'm so sorry. doTERRA does have a chewable children's vitamin, as well as a liquid omega supplement that is available. So I will try, we'll see how the class goes. If I've got time, I'll pull that up on my computer so that I can show it to you. Yes, Joel.
I just have to reemphasize the effect that PB Restore can have on the microbiome associated with skin. I know you said it, but it's just like I don't know how many of us have ever been taught about the microbiome systems and how they are affecting different parts of the body. I think the other one was the nervous system, was it? The regulatory system?
Cardiovascular.
Respiratory.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really, like you say, you're building a foundation so that your body can heal itself in ways that you don't even know it's going to need to heal itself yet. But we want to be the early bird that catches the worm, right? Before we even know we need a worm. So these are two foundational building pieces for your immune system. Now, I wanted to make sure that we tried to keep everything, rather than overwhelming you with information, I wanted to give you applicable pieces of ways that you can get this right into your lifestyle, your daily routine right away. So over on the left-hand side is a morning routine. There's lots of morning routines out there. They're all very similar. They include oils in a diffuser, water with your oils, a good protein, colorful breakfast, a little bit of movement, and in this one, it suggests some journaling. You're most likely doing at least one of those things. Choose a second thing that you're going to add on to that. If you are always eating breakfast, then attach taking your supplements to eating breakfast. Every time I fill my water bottle in the morning, I also filled my water in my diffuser. That's how I remember to get my diffuser going in the morning. Every time I get out of the shower, I love to put cream lotion on my feet because my feet are really dry. And then that is also when I put frankincense under my tongue and on the bottom of my feet to stay grounded. So taking some time, choose one of these things that you're going to add into your routine. And it's called habit stacking, if you haven't heard of that before, but it's a way that you can start to do that. Now on the right-hand side, Faye actually shared this slide with me. Dr. Hill, who was doTERRA's first chief medical person, has shared this building block, and starting with taking care of the micronutrients and the nutritional pieces that our body needs with lifelong vitality. We also have we talked about the metabolic enzymes. doTERRA also has a great system for your metabolism. Not going to talk about it today. If that's something that you're like, oh my gosh, I probably really need this. Amy Manning, you posted things to help a traveling husband who's always on the go. This might be something that he's going to want to add to his lifelong vitality right away. But you want to take care of those macronutrients and that metabolic activity within your body as well. And then using the essential oils, because the essential oils, he says upregulate or downregulate a specific pathway. To me, talking in like not scientist terms, essential oils just help our cells communicate with each other better so that they know what to do. doTERRA has a blend called Digestin, and I'll use that to illustrate this the best way that I can. People will say to me, what do I do for my constipated baby? Digestin. What do I do for my toddler with diarrhea? Digestin. What do I do for my husband that's always gassy? Digestin, right? Because the oils in that balance the digestive system. So whether it's not coming out too much, coming out the wrong end, or stinky, Digestin is going to balance the body, help the body to balance. So think of that as you look at adding essential oils into your routine with these supplements. It's helping the cells to communicate with each other and work more synergistically together. I hope that makes sense. I got a chuckle out of Joel when we talked about your hubby being too gassy. So
No, I was talking about the coming out the wrong end.
oh, the wrong end. Oh, okay.
Go back to the slide. Don't forget number 4.
Oh, yes.
Healthy lifestyle.
So true, right? You can't, what's the right word? You can't take all the things and then forget to eat healthy, move, have a healthy mindset, the journaling, all of those things. You've got to educate yourself on that healthy lifestyle for sure. Yes. Thank you, Faye. All right. Okay, so a couple of other thoughts for you. Foods that you can make sure you have in your diet that are going to help support what you're doing with doTERRA supplements. I absolutely believe that an apple a day will keep the doctor away. In fact, I had this conversation with my husband yesterday. He grabbed an apple to eat on our way to a ball game, and it was a little bit soft. And he's like, I'll wait and have a crispy one later. And I'm like, I'll eat it. I will eat. I don't care. Well, I mean, there are some apples I wouldn't eat, but I really don't care. I just love apples. They're portable. They're easy to go with you. They're juicy. They're not too sweet. They're not too sour. I coached our high school dance team for 3 years, and we practiced at 5 o'clock every morning, 5 days a week. I took an apple and water with me every morning, sometimes a slice of toast, and I did not get sick one time the entire 3 years of 5 a.m. practices. Now, I was taking my vitamins and I was exercising and I was doing all the things, but adding in the apple, I swear that was a critical piece because my body was getting those extra nutrients, the extra prebiotics to help keep my gut extra healthy. So bananas, mushrooms, watermelon, right? So many good things that we can add. And then also making sure we've got the fiber so that our gut is staying super healthy. Healthy fats, avocados, the dark leafy greens. doTERRA has a great fiber supplement. They also have a green supplement. I don't know why they don't have that one on here. Here in Utah, sometimes it's tricky to get fresh things in the middle of the winter, and I lean heavily on that fiber and greens because that's going to help me get what I need. Let's see. Okay, and now we are just going to jump to some ready-to-use solutions. doTERRA has a blend of essential oils that they have made called On Guard. And there have been several studies on them. You can go to PubMed and literally search On Guard, and those studies will come up. They're really easy to find. But influenza virus infectivity was suppressed by the presence, just the presence of the oil, just the aroma of that blend. Decreased direct infection, as well as helped, it was continued effect. Once the oils had been exposed to the cells, they continued to fight them off and inhibited, like, if one cell was infected, it slowed down the infection of other cells. So I'm going to stop my screen share, and we are just going to quickly go through all of these stinking awesome things that you can be using of On Guard from doTERRA. Let's see here. All right, so I ran around through my house to find all of my On Guard stuff. I can't say I have a favorite, but this is probably the one that gets used in the most places around my home, and that's their On Guard Cleaning Concentrate. There's an entire 5 milliliters of the essential oil blend right in this bottle of soap. It's like $12, and this thing lasts months, and I clean all my bathrooms, mop my floors, my counters, my showers, my toilets, my everythings with this. I don't have any commercial cleaners in my house. That's a discussion for another day. But you've got the On Guard blend in there, and they've shown that using this, there's the recipes right here on the side of the bottle, making the spray, which is 2 tablespoons of cleaner and 24 ounces of water. When you spray your countertop, not only does it kill the germs on your countertop, but it continues to kill the germs that land on your countertop. Stacy or Faye, make sure I'm not being a fibber, but I'm pretty sure it's like a full 24 hours that it continues.
Oh, longer.
More.
Oh, even longer, guys. More elves with your shoemaker. Like, they're just
seven
doing
or eight,
things.
7 or 8 days was the
Oh.
study. It was,
Okay.
yeah.
I need to refresh my study on that one. I need to go back and read that. But yes, so that keeps cleaning, because we know as soon as our house, right? We all know our house is clean, and the minute the kids walk in the door, it's not clean, literally and germally. It's not clean anymore. So we want to keep that going. Also, diffusing On Guard into the air will keep killing the germs for up to longer than just while the diffuser is running, and help to keep those environmental threats at bay. I've got wipes with On Guard in it. So these are, I grabbed these out of my car. Actually, I'm gonna have to go on another scavenger hunt when I'm done and put all of these things back where they belong, because these wipes are amazing. They're not necessarily meant for your body, because they would dry your skin out, but surfaces, all the things, so handy. And then they have,
No, actually, they're for your hands.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought someone said somewhere, maybe they just, because it would kind of dry your skin out. Oh, it says perfect for little hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You know what? You could take a bath with these if you wanted to, guys. Like, clean your armpits. I don't know.
yeah, they're great for like picnics, outdoor play with little ones.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
adults, yeah. We use
I've
them
done
all
it to
the
clean
time.
off the things before they touch them. See, now I learned something. I'm
Yes,
gonna start putting them on all over.
yes.
The other thing that I love is their hand sanitizer. There's the gel that's a little bit more moisturizing, and then there's the spray. But the cool thing about the spray is it doesn't just go on my hands. It goes on the shopping carts. It goes, I've sprayed it on toilet seats before. I've sprayed it on door handles. Like, you can spray this stuff anywhere you need to.
Do you want to share a little bit of, because there's so many different hand sanitizers and wipes and Clorox cleaners and all of that. Why don't we want to use those?
Well, that is a super good point, Faye. I'm glad you brought that up. Those Clorox wipes, for example, they actually break down the natural oil barrier that our skin has. Like Joel was saying, taking care of the microbiome for our skin, right? For our derma. And when you're using those super alcohol-based and chemical-based hand sanitizers, it's breaking down our body's natural defenses. Well, again, we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So when you're using doTERRA's sanitizers, they're not doing that. They're using our skin's natural barrier and enhancing that. It's killing what's there, but it's not breaking down those natural barriers that we have. So thank you.
And studies have shown that actually when you use those commercial products, right, because it's stripped everything, that you're more susceptible to having those germs go into your system right away.
And
The next shit.
Okay. That is a good thing to know. I mean, our skin is our biggest organ, right? We've got to protect it. And I think sometimes we forget. We get a little lackadaisical. Okay, I just looked at the time. I literally have 10 minutes, so I am gonna have to like scoot, but you can still totally interrupt me. No, we got to teach these people, so you got to help me. But I'll be quick going through these things. On Guard, so there's a few ways to use On Guard internally. They've got their On Guard Plus soft gels. The plus means that there's also things in here that are antiviral. So you've got antibacterial and antiviral. I take these like that thing prescription you get from a doctor when you have a bacterial infection. I take them just like that, 2 or 3 at a time, 3 times a day, and I can take care of literally anything. The other way you could take them internally is with On Guard drops. These are throat drops. They're amazing for sore throats, hoarse throats. I put one in a cup of hot water with some honey and drink it like tea. And it's great for soothing a scratchy throat. And then their chewable tablets are the On Guard Plus, because there's also vitamin D and zinc and vitamin C. So this is your stop it before you get it. This is the, oh my gosh, I might be almost getting it, or shoot, I got it. I really super got to take it. And then this is great for some symptom care. Then you also have On Guard in these little tiny beadlets that are great for little kiddos that can't swallow a full capsule, and great to just have in your purse on the go. They're super teeny tiny, and you can just swallow them or pop them in your mouth. And then you have the On Guard Touch roller that you can just stick on wherever you need to, because it's going to be absorbed. With my kids, they'll roll it. Well, I say kids, my youngest is 22. But anyway, when they have a sore throat, they will roll it on their throats or on my grandkids down their spine and on the bottoms of their feet. Is a great routine to have. And I will fast forward to a couple of slides that I have to help you wrap your head around getting this into a great routine. So let me, I don't know why it always.
Could I just interject while you're doing that?
Yes, totally interject.
We have some people here that haven't been around for a while, and I just want to say that lately doTERRA has been really good about putting our products inside of what we call soft gels and being able to take them internally without having to actually diffuse them or put them on topically, or even smell them if that's an issue for you. So it's really grown up a lot in the last few years.
Oh, so many consumer ready products, right? Off the shelf, and use them like we would conventionally use the other over the counter things, for sure. Yeah. Here's some great recipes. I'll put them in the handout that you'll get from the person that invited you. Just some recipes that use essential oils. My favorite after school snack for my kiddos was slice up an apple, fill a bowl with water, a drop of On Guard, mix it around, drop the apple in there. Let it soak for a couple of minutes, pull them out, voila, your apple doesn't turn brown, and it tastes a little bit cinnamony, and they're getting the benefits of the On Guard essential oil blend. My kids still talk about the On Guard apples I would have for them after school. Diffusing, I will share these diffuser blends with you. Just throwing On Guard in your diffuser is great, but sometimes you want a different smell. And these are things that are going to help with focus and supporting your immune system and keeping your airways open. I'll throw these in. These are just some great little remedies. If you do end up sick, you got to take care of it. And okay, here's our routine. We're going to start with oils in the morning. And a vitamin. And then halfway through the day, take some time to add some oils for kids. Make sure we've sanitized their hands. A little bit of lemon in their water is great. And then making sure they're getting a good night's sleep. And then I'll put this in your handout as well. A great routine for mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. Getting that lifelong vitality in the morning, and actually you really should be taking it twice a day in the afternoon as well. Staying hydrated, we didn't talk about that product, but that is a whole other class. So I'll make sure that these are all in there for you. If you're new to doTERRA and you're like, okay, so where do I stinking start? You are going to start with lifelong vitality and a healthy gut. And then you're going to look at essential oils that are going to support that. If you've got young kids, they've got the kids oils, which are, they're simpler blends. They're diluted more. They're made specifically for small bodies, smaller systems, and they're amazing. And my toddlers put them on themselves. My little 2-year-old toddler knows the purple one is sleep time. She knows the red one is in the morning time, right? Because she's just grown up using them. And then of course the different On Guard pieces. So you're going to want to talk with whoever invited you to know maybe what pieces you want to add in to your routine. And it is time for Stacy. Oh, I have 5 minutes to spare. We get to do questions. So I ran through that fast, guys, and I apologize. There's just so much, but we want to really value your time and make sure that we are getting as much as we can for your time while we're helping you stay educated. So Amy, while I'm addressing these couple questions in the chat, if you have other questions, or Stacy and Faye, if you feel like I skipped over something too quickly, throw it in the chat so that we can help everyone know what they need. But I did mention that the MetaPower is going to be something you're going to want to look at, but always on the go. Your husband can take the hand sanitizer with him, the On Guard soft gels with him. Taking Lifelong Vitality is going to be crucial. I traveled to the Philippines every 4 to 6 weeks for about, I don't even know how many years, a long time. And making sure I had my Lifelong Vitality and I was getting my sleep was super crucial. Let's see. And then oils I can use to improve my gut health, build immunity during yours. Hopefully, Lily, I hope we covered some good pieces of that for you. And if you've got more questions, reach out to who invited you, or we have 4 minutes. So the time is all of yours. I'm stopping talking.
You're so funny. That's funny because I was just listening to like Dr. Watts, and I cannot remember the science guy for doTERRA, and they were just talking about how if you are just taking Lifelong Vitality, like the vitamins and minerals, and we have a greens product, like getting your fruits and vegetables, it's a powder that you can add, and that PB Restore, the probiotic, he's like, you're doing better than 90% of the country, because most people are not getting those things. And so if number one, if we're wanting to boost our immune system, we have to have the nutrients, and we have to be able to absorb those nutrients, and that will strengthen that. That's like the biggest solution I think we have here. And then we look at different aspects, right? As far as,
It's been in the car on the floor. Black seat.
Ah.
Okay, I'll just wipe it off.
sorry, Amelia, I think you're on.
Not muted.
Maybe at least commuter. And I just remember starting using the products, like how long was it, Elise? 13 years ago.
14 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and just coming from traditional healthcare, I was not like a Faye and Joel or some of you others who have been more natural or looking at lifestyle, taking care of yourself, like doing things to take care of yourself instead of taking things just like pharmaceuticals. And so I just have seen the shift in our family with 6 kids, not having to go to the doctor like we used to, having solutions in our house. And a lot of it's been preventative care, because we're doing things now that are more proactive. So I hope that's where most people will be going. But then when we do need something to boost our immune system, we're around something, or we start feeling something, that we have tools as well. Any questions before we?
So Lala is asking, how many of the On Guard beadlets can a 5-year-old take?
Well, that is a great question. I have a chart saved on my phone that I will post here that shows how many drops of oil your body can process in a 24-hour period by age. And then we're going to decide how many drops are in a beadlet. And I think it's like a half a drop. A quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter of a drop. So keep going through questions, Faye, and I will find this and I will pull it up for you.
Okay,
What about celiac? Yeah.
well, that's too specific. We talked about traveling husband, talked about gut health.
Can I give an on-guard testimonial? So it's the beginning of school and my 8-year-old has made it through 3 weeks and she's fine, but then Friday she's got the sniffles and so we hit it hard. And I was just so grateful. We have these just empty veggie caps because I'm out of the on-guard soft gels, the ones that are so much easier. So these, you just take them apart and you can put oils in here. So I would put 2 drops of On Guard, a drop of frankincense, and then I did a drop each of peppermint, lavender, and lemon. And I gave that to her 3 times on Saturday and probably once on Sunday. And she went to school on Monday. You know, I was like sure that she was going to have to miss. And, you know, Monday night I gave her another one. But if you hit it hard at the beginning, like I was impressed that my 8-year-old could swallow this. And I was just grateful to have that on hand because you don't always have the exact product that you need. But when you've got the collection of oils, you can improvise.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Bethany. That's so good to have those tools that we want to have. So I just posted this little chart. So for your 5-year-old, shoot, let me get it pulled up here. Child, internally 1 to 2 drops, 3 to 12 drops in a 24-hour max. So she could be having like 48 beadlets in 24 hours. So way more than she's going to need. He or she is going to need. I would, Stacy, you've done more little kids than I have. But I would say 2, but at a time. But what you want to remember with essential oils is there's no preservatives, there's no chemical binders, so there's no time release. So your body gets them and they use them. And I think a lot of times people don't get results when they forget to keep using them. Like Bethany said, you did it, what, 2 or 3 times a day consistently for those days so that she could get back to school. So with those beadlets to help with her immune system, you're going to want to do that every 3 to 4 hours. Go ahead, Joel.
I'm sorry, I know nothing. I was just trying to remember how to work this chat.
Oh, I thought you were like, hello.
No, I'm not sorry.
All right. Well, you guys, that is what I have for you. I hope you found something that can help you. Celiac's question, yes, we can talk about that, but that's going to be a better conversation for whoever invited you.
Yeah.
My blanket answer is start with foundational gut health. Take lifelong vitality. But Faye or Stacey are going to know a little bit better exactly what pieces you could start with to get the most bang for your buck. And Bethany, Nancy's wanting to know On Guard lemon peppermint and what in your capsule?
I mean, I was literally just making this up on the spot. So I thought, well, she's got the sniffles, right? And lemon and lavender and peppermint are all kind of antihistamine-esque. And so I did a drop each of those. I did frankincense because that's just always good to add for anything immune system. And so I did 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of lemon, lavender, peppermint, and 2 drops of On Guard. Yeah, that was what I did. And I just did, and I like, you could just do the On Guard. You could just do 2 drops of On Guard and that probably would have done the trick. I just kind of thought, I got these here. Let's see what they do.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that that's great.
And is this Nancy Fondren? If it is, I will get back to you. If it's some other Nancy, you'll have to reach out to who invited
Whoever
you.
invited you, yeah.
I'm like, Nancy.
That's a really messy link, but that is the ebook for the gut biome if you want to learn more about that. And
Oh, good.
okay, so Amelia, you actually sent this message straight to me and not to the main chat. So I'm just going to say another great way to make capsules to remember is flume, frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard. Well, and Melaleuca, that's really tea tree. So you can always use that acronym to help you remember
Say
oils.
flute now.
Flute. Yes, that's sorry. I couldn't think that fast. I was like, oh shoot, MT. Yes. So without further ado, we are going to give the time to Stacy.
Yes.
Because she has got some amazing bonus content. Some of you know Stacy Some of you might not. Stacy and I have been doing oils for 14 plus maybe years. Stacy has her MBA and is passionate about helping people understand the entrepreneurial opportunity that doTERRA has. We've got the health benefits, we've got the better, healthier lifestyle, but there's also a financial help that doTERRA can help us with. And so Stacy is going to share with us those things that we need to know.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important now to be thinking about a lot of people with their health, they make choices based on finances, right? Like, what can I afford? Sometimes that's our food choices, our lifestyle choices. It's cheap to buy the cheap food, which may not be as healthy for us. And that's oftentimes, if you have insurance, it might be cheaper to go to the doctor, get a prescription because that's covered versus just paying out of pocket to eat better food and start exercising and do other things, right? And so for me, this kind of ties together with, if you're making choices based on finances that are in the long run causing health challenges, there's definitely solutions for that. And then I know with rising costs of everything, food, gas, housing, just pretty much everything is going up, that people's budgets are getting tighter and tighter, and that stress again impacts our health. And then generationally, how that can impact people. I'm just super passionate about helping people see there's options for us, whether that's with our health or with our finances or other problems or challenges that we face, that if we're open to finding solutions, oftentimes those solutions will appear. We will start seeing them. And so if you're staying for this, I hope that it's valuable on any level, whether you choose to partner with us and do what we're doing, or just that it gives you that spark of look for solutions, right? Like, we don't have to be stuck in our lives in our health. We don't have to be stuck in our lives in our finances, that we can do things to change those. So when I started with doTERRA, I was super anti network marketing. I will be honest with you. And that's, doTERRA is network marketing, or people call it MLM, multi-level marketing. And I just always thought that that was bad. That's what I was taught in business school. And I didn't really understand. I just accepted what my professor said was true until I started using doTERRA products. I'm like, holy cow, these are awesome. Like, why are more people not understanding how to take care of your health this way? I went from having migraines and chronic sinus infections and low energy and just all this garbage going on to, I have tools in my home and I'm not having to take those medications and go to the doctor, and I'm feeling more empowered as a mom, that I was like, oh my gosh, now I see why they set it up how they did, because it gave me the opportunity to share with other people and create an income by helping connect people with solutions. And so that's why I love doTERRA. I love their mission. I love that they are pursuing those things that are pure, not just with the oils, but pure, like with relationships and authentic. And so I just want to kind of give you a basic introduction. If nothing else, I always, like, if you've been in my things before, if nothing else, just take this away, because it's a different way of thinking about how to create income. So there's multiple ways we can do that. And most of us, if we've gone to college or gone to high school, got some education, most of us are trained to be employees. Like, that's what the system is trained to pump out, is that we learn how to work for someone else. So generally that's a business, a corporation, whatever. And which is fine, because we need workers, right? Like, we all couldn't be entrepreneurs. But we need workers, but that's mostly what we're trained to be. And that's great for some people that, like, for me, that didn't really work. And the reason why is because I wanted, and everyone's different, I wanted as a mom to be able to be present with my kids, but able to use the gifts and experience in my education to make an impact, to make an income. But I didn't want to have to go out, put my kids in daycare and go to work, and I also didn't want to just stay home with my kids, because I just felt like I was called for more. Not that being a mother was not like the ultimate thing for me, but I learned that, oh, there are many other ways that we can do this, and not just create earned income, which is, I work an hour and I get paid for that hour. Because I've also been in self-employed, where I was selling things online and I'd get paid, and I'd sell more and I'd get paid. And that was fine. It created some income. It created, we were able to become debt-free through that system. But my time was never it was always trading my time for money, right? So what I love with doTERRA is that they've set up a way to create residual income. And I will just share one screen if I can find it right here and just tell you the story. And then if there's any questions about it, I'll also kind of give you some other things that you can look at, because it's mostly just giving you an idea of what's possible. So there's a story about, this is a picture of a water bucket. Usually it's like two pages and you can see the full bucket. But there was a lady who lived in a village. There was no water. And so she would take her bucket to the water source and bring it back. And that's how she supplied her family with water. And then she had this idea, well, what if I started taking extra trips and people could pay me for that? And she became self-employed. So the more trips she took, the more money she earned, which was great. It was great for her family, great for her. But then she had this, I think, even better idea for her. And that was, she was taking a little extra time and money to start digging a pipeline, that eventually she could just turn on a spigot and she get paid over and over and over again for that work that she did. And that's really what doTERRA has given us. They've given us the gift of the earth. That's what doTERRA means. So these essential oils, these are gifts that are here that can bless our lives, that we can use if we understand them, that they can help us physically, emotionally. But they've also given us a financial system that we can tap into if we want to create more and also want to impact more lives. So just like this lady, she was providing water, she was providing a service. People needed water and she was getting paid for that. But initially she was just getting paid for hauling the buckets. And then as she changed her system, that she started getting paid over and over again. She was still providing water. And it was probably fresher, faster that she was providing, but she was getting paid over and over again. And guess what? That freed up her time. She had more time flexibility. She was able to do other things that she wanted to do, whether that was with her family, or maybe she could go on vacation or travel or something, right? That she wasn't just constantly hauling buckets. And that's the system that doTERRA has set up that we can tap into. And so most people, when they get started with doTERRA, they join to use the products, right? Customers. And 80% or more of the members of doTERRA are customers. And the reason why, like, they love it. Like, once you start using these, it's really hard to go back to the old way of doing things. It's really hard to go back to the Pepto-Bismol pink stuff. Like, why is this pink? To, oh, I could use some Digest then, you know? And whether it's coming out whichever way, like Elise was saying, like, I can use this one little bottle that is pure. There's not side effects. I don't have to have multiple bottles in my thing for digestive issues. I have this one bottle. That you'll never go away from that. And so as you help people to get connected to these solutions, doTERRA will pay you over and over and over again for the work that you've done to help support these customers. And so I started, what, I don't know, 13-ish years, 12 years ago, like with business side. It was like a year I was just a customer and I was just kind of like experimenting, trying it out. Like, here, kids, let's try this. Let's see what it does. And then I started sharing with other people. And then I watched a business overview where his name was Seth Resume. He just presented this. He's like, this is a different way of creating income. This could be a way for many people, whether you part-time, full-time, want to create an extra $500 to help alleviate some of the stress or burdens that you may have. For me, it was, I just wanted piano lessons for my kids because we had moved from Utah to California. And oh my word, it was so much more expensive there. But now Utah's the same. Now we're back in Utah. And that's just all I wanted. But then over time, as more people were using these products, and I wasn't just sharing them with people, I had other people who I was partnering with, and they were doing that same thing. And so my efforts were being multiplied. So even if I just spent 10 hours a week in my business, but I had 4 other people who were doing that 10 hours a week, that was 50 hours in my business that week that people were sharing, and my business was growing. So it wasn't just me. And then it was continuing to multiply, where it was going into different countries, and I didn't have to go to those countries, but people were being served and the income was flowing. And so just know that this is something that you can tap into. And I recommend, like, if you haven't tried essential oils, that would be your start. Like, give these a shot, like, start playing around with them, get your own membership, and that you can get that through whoever invited you. You can get a free membership where you get 25% off for an entire year, where you can just buy when you want, how you want, play around with different things. But you can get your experiences that way. But some of you have been using these and you know that they work. And you probably know other people that you could help connect to these solutions. And whether that's the health solutions or the financial solutions, that there are people who are hurting out there, who are waiting for these things. And it might just be you that is called to bring those things to them. And on multiple levels, whether that's health, emotional, financial, relationships. Some of my best relationships have come because I've been doing this as a business. I look at the faces on here. I'm like, I just love these people. I love that we get to connect, that we get to know about each other's lives. Like, we've been through a lot over these past years. Like, we've all been through a lot, but we've had this built-in family through this system that doTERRA has put together. So I just want to invite you to, connect with the person who invited you. If this is something that you're open to, we can send you a video that explains a whole lot more, if you need more detail, which I would, if I were you, I'd want more details. But this is just kind of giving you an idea that this is possible, and this is something that you could connect with. And so, do we have any questions or anything to share for those who are on?
I just wanted to mention that for anybody that came on late, there's going to be a recording. You can catch the beginning part, because I know there are some people that came on late. I just wanted to make that clear, right? We have a recording that we're going to send out, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And then I want to thank Stacy, because she has definitely stepped up and provided us with the right kind of leadership to make this a real fun thing to be doing. You too, Elise.
And what's fun is that we all have different gifts and passions, and we're in different places in the country, and we get to use those, bring those to the table, right?
Yeah. And I just want to say, I was like you, Stacy, network marketing, sales, no way. Yes, I was into health, but not sales, right? And I took me a little bit to understand what network marketing is and the beauty of it. But once I understood it, oh my gosh, it's one of the most beautiful models out there for doing business, because especially with a company like doTERRA, it's a win-win-win situation. Like, it's not just good for those that want to earn some extra money, but we're doing it helping ourselves and helping others, so others are benefiting. And then the whole supply chain, like where we get all the products, the other side of the bottle, as we like to say, we are empowering and uplifting people in countries where often they had no other way of supporting themselves. And so it truly is this magical system that brings together cooperation, compassion, healing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, and I will share, we are all a family of so many different skill sets and backgrounds. Faye has got her amazing science background, Stacy's business background. I'm a preschool teacher, and I just wanted the oils so that I could start sleeping better at night. And I did, and then I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And I had zero intention of building a business, but kept talking about them, and people kept wanting them. So I had taught preschool in my basement, and I was making $1,500 a month with 3- and 4-year-olds and glitter and glue. And I said to my husband one day, if I can do that with 3-year-olds, I can do that with essential oils. So that was initially my goal, was to just help other moms help themselves, and to make a little bit of extra money, just to supplement. And I didn't know all the skills. I taught a class one day. I had about 15 people there. I was feeling pretty pumped. And a gal came up to me afterwards, and she's like, you have got sales skills like nobody's business. And I was like, I'm a teacher. I'm not a salesman. Like, I still was so resistant to that. Like Stacy said, like sometimes it feels, network marketing and sales feel yucky, but we're here from all different backgrounds, and we have found and developed those skills and those systems, and they are yours free for the learning, right? We are here for you to walk you through, whether it's how to invite them, whether it's what to say. If you're nervous about teaching a class, we got you covered. If you're nervous about sharing the science, we have you covered. If you're not quite sure you can explain the business, we got you covered. You bring us your people and give some of your time back to yourself in building that pipeline, and it will come back to you in dividends. When I first found doTERRA, my husband and I were running a tire store. I had sold my preschool because that tire store was we were working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. Both of us, not in the plan, but that was what had become necessary. And I literally built to about $1,000 to $1,200 a month while still having the tire store. And then we got to where the money I was bringing in from doTERRA was matching what we were making with our combined wage at the tire store. When we had 6 months of that in the bank, we sold the tire store. And my husband was able to go back to doing law enforcement, which is his calling in life. I teach people, which is my calling in life, and we're both healthy and sleep so much better because we have oil in our life. So I just know that sometimes it's really easy to start to be excited to try something new, and then the doubts start to creep in. And we've all been there. Stacy and Faye and I and Bethany, all of us, we've felt the doubts. We've been insecure. We've been nervous. We haven't known what to do next. And it's okay. You can link arms with us and it will be okay. So there's Miss Bill.
Love it. Thanks, teacher. She goes, yes, my son went to her preschool, and I still remember every time I think of that, he dressed up as Santa Claus for Halloween. It was adorable. So just like super good memories.
Still my favorite Halloween costume of
So
all
fun.
the teaching. Yes.
Yeah. So whether this is helpful to create extra income or whether that's to create 6-7 figures, like it's all doable, depending on what your goals are. But like I many of you have heard me say this, like for me, there's 3 things that come together. Like you have to be hungry, you have to be honest, meaning keep commitments, right? And you have to be humble, like teachable, because like you're going to come in with certain skills, things you do know how to do, and there'll be other things you may not know how to do. And if you have that, like really you can be successful in this. And it doesn't matter what walk of life you're coming from. You do have to be able to read, and I'm assuming everyone on here knows how to read, so we're good. Okay, and so next steps with that, whether you want to get started with essential oils, reach out to the person who invited you. They can get you connected with their link so that you can get the discount when you get started. And then if you are open to learning more about the business, then we can connect with you. We have a video that you can watch that can explain more, or we can set up like 3-way call or Zoom call to be able to go through any kind of questions that you have. But we do have like a step-by-step process for people to get started in their business, figure out exactly what they want to do and be able to launch their business successfully. So there's nothing else.
I just wanted to mention that I had a follow-up call from last week, I guess it was. And the first thing that was said to me, I'm not going to say it's a guy or a girl, so excuse my beating around the bush here. But they said, well, that's Stacy, man. She really does make me feel comfortable about this. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, Stacy, because I know a lot of times you probably don't really get the feedback to know whether or not you're on point or not, but you are really on point.
Thank you so much. I probably don't connect with some other people. That's okay. Like,
well, hey, if you connect with
most
my
of us
people,
come
that's
on.
all
Yeah, just good people that gather. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming, everybody. And thank you, Joe, for sharing. That means a lot.
Yeah.
All righty, friends. Elise, if you're okay, if we stay on, I have an appointment with.
Yeah.
Is she on? Maybe not.
Yes, she is.
Why am I standing?
You want to stop the recording?
Yeah, there we go.
Let me stop the recording and
And
Okay.